Good morning and happy Tuesday, 10 at 10. I am your host, Richard Charpentier, and today, like we do every week, we get great questions coming from bakers, and we try to answer all of your questions within a 10-minute segment. So, without further ado, let's start with the first question. First question is, any ideas on how to make bread that has coil? And there's basically any question. I was sent a link to a picture in the UK where the breads are coiled, so they basically have like bumps on top of it. But yes, I do know, if you look at a process like in the US where it's called bialys, it's a type of bread. It's a little round and has those type of coils on it. It's basically a stamp, and it comes, and when the dough is shaped, it basically stamps it and turns it, stamps it and turns it, and it comes and creates those coils on the top. But you would think, well, it's easy, but it's also making sure that you have the proper absorption, the proper mix time, the proper dough rheology, meaning the way it's going to react and the way, because if your dough is overhydrated, if your dough is overproofed, or many factors that will take away the shape, and how you proof it after that, and what you do with it, and the type of wheat you used to make your bread. So all of those little factors will contribute to the quality, whether or not you get a nice coil or whether or not you're struggling getting the coil. So I would say, look at also BAKERpedia as a segment on the bread scoring techniques, and it's about a 4 minutes read. So it would be great resources for you to go on the bakery processes and understand it, what with Dr. Lynn Carson, what they teach and different things. But look at Bialy, look at BAKERpedia, and you should be on your way to something better. And if it doesn't work, we're always there to, for 30 minutes or an hour, where we help you out and guide you through. And if that's what you like. All right, thank you very much. Next question. What is the best preservative system to extend the shelf life of frozen churros for 6 months? Well, now we're talking about frozen product, so that means it's par fried and frozen, flash frozen. You get it into a box, and then you put it back into a fryer, or you put it back in the air fryer, or you put it back in an oven to reheat it, and it's done. And so we're not talking about the frozen. Being frozen basically delays any potential staling, although this is a different subject, although you could have a little bit. But usually, to answer your question, what you see commercial manufacturers of churros will put antioxidant, and usually they will go with BHT. Again, it's a preference, so it's going to really help preserve your churros. I would go with the same, if someone is doing it and they've validated and proven, I would say let's do the same thing, and you'll get your product to be shelf stable. But it has to do also in a freezer. It has to do also the type of formulation you have and how rich it is, and without knowing. But as a quick answer, BHT, a good antioxidant. If that's not what you're looking for, then there might be other antioxidants. But great question. Thank you very much. Now we have a question regarding the Chorleywood process. How much fat do I use in the Chorleywood process? And when the percent of water, and when is it the right time to add hard fat to the dough? Same thing. There is a great article written already on BAKERpedia on the Chorleywood process. So just go check it out. That'd be a great start, since you're asking about Chorleywood. Chorleywood is a British system, as a high-speed mixing system. So it's all enclosed in one space, and it's continuous, no-time system. So you put all your ingredients and mixes it super fast, high-speed mixing, and the dough will come back sort of soft. So as I'm thinking, the harder fat, the better, because you want something that will sort of, as it cools down, sort of back together, and often is being seen as harder fats best for slicing later on, and it doesn't soften it. So I work with Chorleywood in school at Kansas State. That was it. That's something we were looking into, but other than that, I don't have all the experience of working with Chorleywood system every day. You have different continuous system today. You have the agar, the screw, which is used in commercial bakeries today for no time dough. But the Chorleywood is faster. I know there's different systems other than Chorleywood, but Chorleywood is a recognized system that has been used in the industry, mostly in Europe. But in terms of water, I what is your type of flour you're using, absorption, and I'm sure there's some testing and protocols we can do to validate what works best for Chorleywood system. But thank you. And now we're moving to our last question. Someone is making a brioche bun, and they're seeing the big white spots and burst on top of the bun and the blowout inside of the bun. So again, we're referring to a brioche, and brioche has different style. And is this a rich brioche? Are you using a lot of eggs? Are you a lot of fat? What kind of fat are you using? What kind of flour are you using? What kind of mixer are you using? What kind of fermentation are you using? What kind of, and without knowing all of your formula, your process, and the issues you're dealing with, it's impossible for me to really pinpoint, because I could be sitting here for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and each process, each ingredients, and break them down and say that could create it, that could create it. And not knowing, it's very difficult to answer. So what I recommend is contact us, get us on the phone for 30 minutes, because as a baker, if you have issues and your customers are not buying your product and you're making it, it costs a lot of money. And customers, if they don't like it, then they're not going to buy it. So you're doing a production that's not going to get you anywhere. So I recommend, let us look at it and entirely, and really understand what the process, because in order to pinpoint and help on processes like that where you have issues, often it's just saying, hey, we have a problem, but how is the problem related to your ingredients, to your process, to the way you cool it, to the way you bake it? I don't know. So I know it's something that trying to achieve, but I'd love to help if you're interested. So that's it. That concludes our Tuesday 10 at 10 today. And stay warm, my friends, and happy baking, and we'll see you next week. Thank you very much.